Greetings, my name is Steve NALEPA. I'm a Dubspot instructor, Ableton Live expert, and electronic music producer based here in Los Angeles, California. In this video, we're going to look at some composition techniques for Ableton Live. I'm going to show you a bunch of tips, tricks, and ideas to get you thinking. We're going to cover a lot of ground. If it's a bit much, don't sweat it. We are going to cover all of this content in great depth and detail in our series of online video tutorials from Dubspot.com. So you want to check into the website regularly and often, as we will be uploading new content every day. So, starting from a blank slate, first thing you want to do is pick your tempo. So let's go through and let's make a dubstep track. We're going to type in 70 BPMs. So some producers like to start with sound design. No Such Thing likes to really dial in his synths first. Other producers like Rusko start with a drum beat. So there's no right or wrong way in terms of a process. You have to find out what works best for you and your style of music. But let's go and start, for the sake of it, with building a drum pattern. Any club music or stuff that's going to be banging, you absolutely need to have a solid foundation of drums. And you really want a drum loop that you can listen to over and over again, and it's still tight. So Live comes complete. This first icon down shows you the built-in instruments, MIDI effects, and audio effects. And we have a bunch of different synths and drum machines. I'm just going to drag this impulse drum machine and drop it on a blank MIDI clip. You can see it loads up down here. You have the blank cells where you can load in your own drum sounds. Now, there's a bunch of preset drum sounds you have in here, but I highly recommend building your own kits. It's definitely going to give you a more unique sound for your music. So Live has these 3 folders, 1, 2, and 3, that remember the last place you browsed. So potentially you have all your drum files in like one folder, and you can set that. Maybe another one of these folders is your iTunes library if you're using Live for DJing. So wherever you visited last is where it'll remember. Now, if you don't have a lot of drums, you're just getting started, Live comes complete with a great library built in. To get to the library, you click on the bar on the top, choose Library, go to Samples, go to Waveforms, and then go to Drums. And in here, we have 5 folders of high quality, great drum sounds. So let's go through in the kick folder, preview some of these drums. Let's find some good kick drums. When you find one you like, drag it and drop it right here onto one of these cells. Okay? And so now that we've got our kicks, maybe we'll grab a snare. There's some snares that are good, so we'll just grab it and drag it and drop it right on there. Once you build a kit, you can go through and double click on a blank cell here in the MIDI track, and that makes a blank 1-bar MIDI clip that shows up down here that you can now program just like you were programming an old school drum machine. So if you click here on the pencil tool on the top, or you can use Apple B, your computer keyboard shortcut. All of the shortcuts are located here along the top in the pull down menus. So as you get to know the program better, really learning your shortcuts is going to help you. So now you just go through and you can draw in a pattern here with your pencil tool, and let's hear what that sounds like. We got a little bit of a pattern. One thing I like to do is take that MIDI clip and record it as an audio file so that I can flip it in reverse or transpose it or have it play double time, etc. So you click on an audio track, choose the audio from the input coming from the output of that impulse drum machine, hit record enable here, okay? And then if I hit this record button, because it's quantized here to 1 bar, if I hit it again, it records a perfectly cut loop that's 1 bar in length. Down here in the lower left corner, you see the reverse button. If I hit that reverse button now, it flips it backwards. So now I'm hearing the original forward drum part from the drum machine and this reversed audio clip that I just made. Okay? I like this, but if I want to make subtle changes, I can draw in a volume envelope on this particular audio clip. If I click on this little E in the lower corner here, I can click on volume, and then I can zoom in here and just draw in a little duck so that I get the ramp up of the reverse snare, but then it goes away just in time for the forward snare to come in and be really impactful. So I'm Steve NALEPA for Dubspot. Thanks for rocking out with us.